Welcome to Bushy Park, Barbados, where the third season of the Suzuki Challenge Series is about to get underway on the 2.01 kilometre international circuit. While many familiar names and faces have returned from the first two seasons, there are a couple of changes worth highlighting. In the Swift Cup, we welcome newcomer Justin Campbell, who won the team rock-hard cement drive-off, beating some well-known names to claim the seat. While he has raced before, he is these days better known on the island's rally stages. Reigning Swift Cup champion Ryan Wood will now be seen at the wheel of the Team ICBL Swift Sport, while in the SR3 Cup, the usual suspects are joined once again by Ryan Gonzalez from St Vincent and the Grenadines. Woody had been quickest in practice, but dropped off a tad in qualifying. Inaugural champion Ryan Perot of Trinidad and Tobago claiming the 8th pole of his Swift Cup career. Josh Reed was second, with Kenrick Husbands also quicker than Wood. Campbell qualified 5th ahead of Barry Gale, now driving for Team Bushy Park Experiences, and Martinique's Pascal Calvel. A heavy shower shortly before the start made track conditions very tricky. And so it is Ryan Perot who has the advantage from Josh Reed from Ryan Wood. Woody is alongside Josh Reed when he was in the midpoint of the ICBLWs, but despite the fact that he's driving the Team ICBL car, he didn't get the momentum to move past, and it's now Josh Reed on the outside challenging Ryan Perot as they go into the dipper for the first time. There'll be a little bit of standing water on the inside, I suspect, yes. The Joker being taken on the first lap by Woody. I rather expected he would. Oh, and also by Snapper, who realises that he suffered a little bit back there. So it is Ryan Perot who is in the lead. Already Perot setting the fastest lap on the second lap, a 1:27.559. Defending Buddy runs a little bit wide on the way into the ICBLWs. That allows Josh Reed to get alongside and past by the time they exit the corner. Is Josh going to take his Joker this time round? Yes, he is. Now, he has to take it very carefully because it'll be a little bit slippery over the bridge. He'll glance to his left, try and gauge where Perot is. He can see it. Is he going to come out still in the lead? Yes, he is. So Josh Reed, although of course his lead is now in inches rather than in seconds, does come out in the lead, so he retains the advantage. Onto the pit straight again comes race leader Josh. He's won only one round of the Swift Cup in his 2 seasons, but he's been on the podium more times than nearly anyone as Ryan Wood dives up the inside of Ryan Perot and into second place on the way into the W's, but Perot fights back, front wheels alongside the rear wheels of Woody's car as they come over Mill Brow. He's going to be able to carry some momentum downhill into the dipper, but he brakes a little bit earlier than Woody. I think Woody sniffs a race win here, but he runs a little bit wide. That nearly allows Perot alongside, and for that matter, Barry Gale nearly gets alongside Perot. Perot remembers that the Joker needs to be taken, and he takes it on this 6th lap. So he'll be putting Josh under pressure, hoping that he's going to make some sort of problem, and he's through. Josh ran a little bit wide at the hammer, and so Woody has got through into the lead. Now he's going to be able to hold on to this. The leading trio is still pretty bunched up as they were previously. However, it is now Wood ahead of Reed, the pair being shadowed by Barry Gale, who I think will be pleased, and indeed Woody is now beginning to pull away. Josh Reed, if anything, looking as though on this final lap he's going to have to work hard to defend against Barry Gale, who closes right up and then outbrakes himself on the way into the dipper. But as Josh Reed then runs wide on the exit of the bullet, so through goes Barry Gale. And so down through the Seasash hairpin they go for the final time. And while I thought I knew who was going to be on the podium, I was right. I was, however, incorrect comprehensively about the order in which they were going to finish. So Ryan Wood wins the opening race of the third Suzuki Challenge Series Swift Cup. So Woody adds a 14th win to his Swift Cup CV, but he had to fight hard for it. Gale and Reid both came home ahead of Perot, while Campbell's baptism of fire in the Swift Cup was made even tougher on the damp track.
I never driven a primary drive before competitive, and then I had to wet it up. But it was a good experience. The first race I used it to see all the guys drive. I raised it a little aggressive, but after I realized the guys are diving into the corner, I just said, well look, I'm going for them too.
I knew they were going to be fighting in the first 2 runs. I said, nah. I went early, bunch of y'all. I said, I can take my time and I can just pick y'all one by one, and they played out.
Whenever it rains out here in the Swift Cup, everybody comes back in with smiles on their face because it's fun.
Reigning champion Suleiman Issouf was the man to beat during SR3 Cup practice and qualifying, setting a new pole position record of 58.407 seconds, having lapped even faster in practice. Stuart, Mark and Sean Maloney completed rows 1 and 2, with Gonzalez at the back. Although not as wet as for the earlier Swift Cup race, track conditions still demanded respect. We wait for them to go out, which they do very quickly, and a very good start from Sean Maloney. Gets him alongside his brother Stuart and alongside the pole sitter Sol Issouf, and Sean Maloney leads into the hammer for the first time. Sol Issouf is second, third is Stuart Maloney, fourth is Mark Maloney, fifth is Ryan Gonzalez. So a very, very good start there for Sean Maloney, who was the overall champion in the first season, and he leads down into the ICBLWs for the first time in this 12-lap race. Third place, Stuart Maloney looking alongside the inside of Sol Issouf on the way into the Ws. That results in him running a little wide on the exit, which gives brother Mark a chance to look at a challenge, but no, he's Mark's diving on the inside as they go into the dipper. The black Mark Maloney SR3 up into third place, demoting brother Stuart. The bullet once again. Sol gets a little bit out of shape. Does that give Mark Maloney a chance to challenge? Well, not so much to challenge, but it enables him to keep there. He dives alongside on the inside as they go into the Banks S's. Are the Banks S's wide enough for 2 Radical SR3s? Yes, they are. And Sol Issouf fights back and holds station in second place as they go down into the Ws once again, and this time almost chance for a challenge there from Sol Issouf. Sean Maloney was taking a very wide line into the Ws. Sol really thought there was room for the nose to get alongside, but there wasn't quite. But now it's more, and he's attacking as they go into the dipper. Sol Issouf is on the inside. Is he going to be able to maintain the momentum coming out of the corner? Sean Maloney fights back. Sol Issouf continues to fight. He's going to have a look at the inside as they go into the Banks S's. I don't think he's quite as brave as Mark Maloney at that point of the circuit, but it's a lot closer now than it was on the previous lap. Really nose to tail, the leading four: Sean Maloney, Sol Issouf, Mark Maloney and Stuart. This is going to be the end of lap 5, only just a couple of laps ago. Nose to tail down through Chat they go onto the right and left flip before the pit straight down into the ICBLWs once again, and Sol this time nearly gets alongside, but he's having to do that defending thing. There's been some contact there. Sean Maloney is facing the wrong way, but he soon gets back facing the right way. What then happened was that Sol couldn't capitalise upon the fact that the leader was now out of the way, so Mark Maloney goes through into the lead. So then over towards the Banks S's we're looking. It's closing up once again. So this then the final run down to the checkered flag, which will be at the ready any moment now. Is the order going to remain the same? Mark Maloney, Stuart Maloney and Sol Issouf? Yes, I do believe it is, because Sol can't find enough additional momentum to move up a place at the end of that 10th lap. That was Mark Maloney's 8th SR3 Cup win, bringing him level with Stuart, although they lag behind their brother Sean, who finished 4th in this race behind Issouf, with Gonzalez 5th.
No comment. Let the pictures.
I was too far back to cause damage. They licked me off the start.
Coming down into the pit straight corner, Saul touched the back of Sean's right, and he two of them went sideways, and then I took the lead from there.
Well, when it was going into the corner, you end up touching Sean at the back, causing him to spin, and then
hitting Sean, making him spin.
Nice car. When are you going to let me drive it? One condition. I love this song. Turn it up. Is that better? I think you're missing something. Is that better, sir? I think we might be late. Better step on it. You go park the car.
The grid for race 2 is based on qualifying times reversed, and that places Martinique's Pascal Calvel on pole, with Barry Gale alongside on the front row. Justin Campbell and race 1 winner Ryan Wood sit on row 2. Kenrick Husbands, Josh Reed and Ryan Perot complete the field. A good start from Barry Gale, who eases ahead of Pascal Calvel. Justin Campbell is trying to squeeze in between Pascal Calvel and Ryan Wood. I don't think that would quite work even in a Swift, let alone a BMW, but he has managed to get alongside and ahead, not quite ahead, yes indeed ahead of Ryan Wood. He's going to turn into Shak in second place is Justin Campbell, with Barry Gale leading. Barry Gale, who leads in the Bushy Park Experience team car, ahead of Justin Campbell, with in third place Ryan Wood, fourth is Josh Reed, fifth already is Ryan Perot. Another 8-lap race, and remember they can take their joker lap on any lap that they deem fit. Now, nobody's had a kerfuffle on this first lap, as had happened in the previous race. Woody once again goes for the joker on lap 1, taking with him Perot, who learns his lesson in the earlier race, and Snapper Husband. And Woody joins ahead of Pascal Calvel. Perot joins behind him. He's challenging Barry Gale on the inside as they turn into the Dipper, and on his debut in the Suzuki Challenge Swift Cup, Justin Campbell has just become a race leader. Now, is he going to take his joker? Now he's not. He's going to try and build an advantage on this lead that he's got. On the second lap, it is Barry Gale who takes the joker and Pascal Calvel. Justin Campbell maintaining some neat and tidy lines. I don't think he'll be wanting to commentators curse there. He does decide he's going to take the joker this time round. He'll glance over to the left. He went onto the joker bridge when he was in the lead. He emerges from it in third, potentially second place, 2 wheels on the curb. Well, he was determined not to end up at the tail end of that bunch, but he's now got Barry Gale on the inside of him, 2 wheels bouncing high in the air on the driver's side of the Team Rock Hard Cement car. But Justin Campbell manages to defend and hold on to that third place. There's nothing to choose. There are developing 2 little battles here. Woody about to be challenged by Campbell, and then behind them it's Perot and Barry Gale. So battles for third. Now, having said that, Woody runs wide on the exit of the ICBLWs. Justin Campbell is alongside. They go over Millbrow, but this now means Campbell is on the outside as they go down into the Dipper, but he tries to dive up on the inside. I think he found parts of Woody's car in the way there. He only had an advantage of just over a second at the end of the previous lap, but Josh Reed, thanks to that intense battle going on behind him, I wonder if he was watching in his mirrors saying, come on boys, you keep driving like that and I've got the chance to take the joker. It's still very close. Justin Campbell's going to emerge in second place as they go across the line, but Barry Gale eases alongside Ryan Wood and Justin Campbell and Ryan Perot, but Justin Campbell sort of got spat out of the middle of that little group as they went down into the kink, and I think he's going to be in a pretty firm second place. Over Millbrow they go. This is about to become Justin Campbell's longest race, defending this second place. And and he runs a little bit wide. That gets Perot's front wheels alongside the rear wheels of the Campbell car as they go along the short straight towards the Banks S's. They're almost side by side as they break. Perot breaks just a little bit earlier. Campbell therefore takes the advantage. Woody is on his way now as well, wants to come up and play to see whether there's a final podium position to be grabbed. He's not going to be close enough to do it. The checkered flag is at the ready. Josh Reed, for the second time in his Swift Cup career, becomes a race winner. Justin Campbell claims a podium in only his second race in the category. While Josh Reed did indeed claim his second Swift Cup win, newcomer Justin Campbell was penalised for unnecessary contact and dropped to the tail end of the results board. Ryans, Perot and Wood completed the podium places.
It was an intense battle for everyone. Had to get him behind me a little bit.
Well done, well
It was
done.
good fun. Had good fun.
Well, for me, I started fourth and had a brilliant start and took the joke lap in the first lap like I did last time. Race strategy. I saw you behind me and it was race strategy for me. And unfortunately I missed a gear. And Campbell, he was there. And he took me.
It was pretty exciting. I think that was the best race I had for my entire Busch Park season. You've got to be continually constrained all the time. So I love it.
Started second last, finished first, so I'm real happy with that. So I think I might be starting last race in first, so I'll see if I could take the win home today.
The weather has now cleared up, so some adjustments are in order. As usual, the Race 2 grid is based on qualifying times reversed, so Ryan Gonzalez sits on pole with Sean Maloney alongside in his new red and white livery. Race 1 winner Mark Maloney and his brother Stuart sit on row 2. Sol Isuf starts at the back. Between Ryan Gonzalez and his brother Stuart, but his brother Sean, should I say, but he's gone all the way around the outside of Ryan Gonzalez, has Sean Maloney to take the lead. Gonzalez now being challenged by a very quick starting Sol Isuf, who took advantage of the kerfuffle that was going on ahead of him to move up from the back of the grid into third place, and challenging Gonzalez as they go down into the ICBLWs for the first time. Mark Maloney follows Sol Isuf through past the rock-hard cement car with Stuart Maloney now behind Gonzalez, pulling alongside him as they go into the dipper for the first time. Sean Maloney leads. Second is Sol Isuf. Third is Mark Maloney. Side by side for fourth place with Ryan Gonzalez fighting back, but he breaks a little bit earlier than Stuart Maloney. He darts alongside him as they turn right-handed into the first element of the Banks S's, then left-handed out of it, and so that is the order as they come to the end of the opening lap out of 10. The leading trio, just a second covering those three across the line at the end of that opening lap, with the new for the second half of 2017 colours. And Mark Maloney dives alongside Sol Isuf. There is contact between the two of them. Both of them spin off. Sol Isuf gets going first. Follows in his wheel tracks as they come through and out of the bulletin head along the short straight now to the Banks S's. His nose is almost right under the rear wing of Gonzalez's car, and he dives alongside. I don't think Gonzalez was quite expecting that to happen, so Sol has moved up from fourth into third. And he's going to be challenging Sean Maloney very soon indeed. There's only a couple of lengths between them as they go past the Automotive Art Pits complex down into the W's on this eighth lap. And he looks at the inside. They're side by side as they exit the corner. They go over Millbrow, almost side by side. Sol Isuf drops back a little bit. Has Sean Maloney been able to pull over and block the road? Yes, he has. So no opportunity for Sol to challenge, except he tries to keep a much tighter line on the exit of the bullet. That doesn't quite work, but he's there to look at any other opportunities that arise in the remaining two laps. Now Sol had a look at the inside at the W's last time round. He takes a rather wider line in. Can he nose alongside on the exit? No, he can't. So over Millbrow they go once again down into the dipper. Stuart Maloney, and along the inside dives Sol through into second place. Sean Maloney running a little bit wide, and that gave Sol an opportunity to get through. As they come out of the Cockspur Cyclone for the final time up towards the checkered flag at the end of lap 10. The finishing order is Stuart Maloney by a margin of 0.21 of a second from Sol Issouf, with Sean Maloney finishing third, another 2.3 seconds adrift. Stuart Maloney edges ahead of brother Mark again with his 9th SR3 Cup win, with Sol Issouf second again with fastest lap. Sean Maloney and Ryan Gonzalez complete the finishes after Mark Maloney's early retirement.
My plan from the beginning of the race was to push it to all, and had a little mishap with Mark, but then I had to put back in. I wish I had like 2-3 more laps so I could have tried to do some more damage.
I have been crazy, but that's just alright. Alright, my feelings I don't hide from me. Not alright. Come and get it if you're ready, darling. Come and get it if you're ready, ready. Come and get it if you're ready, darling. Come and get it if you're ready, ready.
Reid had been right in his earlier prediction, his race results placing him on pole for race 3 based on points scored earlier. Wood was next to him on the front row, Perot and Gale on row 2. Husbands Campbell and Calvel completed the lineup. As the lights go out, lots of wheel spin, not as much as there was in the work earlier in the day. Woody trying to get alongside, well, he's certainly right alongside going into the hammer. Josh Reid is fighting back. The pair of them one very wide. Ryan Perot comes through. So it's Perot leading, although Josh Reid is fighting again with him on the outside of Shak Shak. Perot's nosed ahead through the right and left flick onto the start line straight, however. So the order is Ryan Perot from Josh Reid, from Snapper Husbands, Justin Campbell, Barry Gale, Pascal Calval, and Woody, who was the one who came worst out of all of what happened there at the kink and the hammer. So the joker on lap 1 is Justin Campbell, and Woody, who wants to go over the joker faster than Justin Campbell does, but you can't because he's in front of you, chap. And Woody trying to get alongside Justin Campbell, who's learnt an awful lot about racing in the Suzuki Challenge Swift Cup very quickly indeed. But Woody is alongside in that battle for 6th place, and he's going to be through as they go through the kink. He runs a bit wide on the hammer. That gives Campbell the opportunity to fight back. So they're side by side as they turn into Shak Shak, with Campbell reasserting himself through that right-hander there and getting back ahead of Woody into 6th place. Just going down into Shak Shak, but of course that battle means that Justin Campbell's now right there with them. Barry Gale dives along the inside of Snapper. Justin Campbell wants to come through the same gap as well. Snapper tries to fight back. I do believe Justin Campbell's trying to see if there's space in between the two of them as they come over Millbrow, but now he ducks in behind Barry Gale, then he gets alongside Barry Gale, then he comes up to get alongside Snapper Husbands as well as they go into the dipper. He clips the curb on the inside, he bounces to the right a little bit, makes a little bit of contact there with Snapper. All of that meant that Barry Gale went charging through on the inside, so Barry now takes his joker on this lap, as does Snapper. Barry Gale doesn't come out ahead of Justin Campbell, but Campbell runs a little bit wide on the exit of the Seasouth hairpin. Barry Gale had good momentum coming over the Rallycross bridge for his joker lap, but didn't quite manage to translate it into a pass. They're both eyeing Justin Campbell ahead of them, but I think these positions look pretty much settled now as we come through the final turns of the last lap. With the checkered flag at the ready, Ryan Perot beats Josh Reid, with Justin Campbell in 3rd place. So we have our 3rd different winner of the day as Ryan Perot heads home Josh Reid, with Justin Campbell joining Barry Gale as a round 1 podium finisher on his Swift Cup debut. And the opposition seem impressed.
The first timer to come out there and be challenging us like how you did today. I must say I'm very impressed. Fantastic driving. But let me ask you, I had a back seat watching you and Snapper go at it in the dipper. Tell us what happened there.
I guess I went a little bit too hard for it. I tried to pass on the right, and I said, well, they're going to go on the left. I saw a door open, but then the door closed, but it was too late at that point in time.
Well, you know, rock hard, drive hard, hit hard, racing straight hard. Tell us, in your words, how did Justin get past you? Because I got past you as well.
It was more like he bulling like those, and he take us to the vineyard. So that's
fair enough. He needed the trophy of rookie.
Yeah, he's very
rookie of the wrong one.
Correct.
Justin Campbell, fantastic drive. Didn't put his foot in a bad place, and I mean, he had me jostling for position. Like I said, fantastic, brother, fantastic.
With the grid for race 3 based on points scored in the earlier 2 races, Stuart Maloney was on pole with Issouf alongside. Sean Maloney and Ryan Gonzalez sat on row 2, with Mark Maloney at the back, having switched cars after his race 2 retirement. 5 are off, and so Issouf does indeed make a cracking good start, and he manages to make sure there isn't a gap for Sean Maloney to squeeze through as they go down into the King of the Hammer for the first time. So Issouf leads, Stuart Maloney is second, Sean Maloney is in third place. Fourth is Ryan Gonzalez, fending off Mark Maloney as they came through. Shaq there, determined to keep him behind if he can for the rest of this 10-lap race into the ICBLWs for the first time, and Ryan Gonzalez has already lost that determined battle because Mark Maloney is through on the inside of the W's. Very much a favourite overtaking point on this circuit. Sol Issouf ignoring his mirrors, I reckon, and is just going for the best lines he can find to try and extend an advantage in the early stages of this 10-lap race. So he has bettered the previous lap record, which was his from a year ago, 58.483. It is now 58.467. He emailed me during the week to ask me what the lap record was. There was clearly some plan going on here, and it is a plan that has certainly worked. Now, whether he can bring it any further down in the remaining laps, we have yet to see. Stuart Maloney's sort of got himself going again. See, there are championship points to be had, and with what is an unusually small grid, he could still pick up points. Now, whether it is deemed that he is getting in people's way, and I think he actually effectively took a shortcut down here. Anyway, Sol's next lap, 58.256, another lap record for Sol Issouf. Last lap of the opening race day of the season. Sean Maloney doesn't like being third. I think he wants to be second. Again, he's right there with brother Mark, a length and a half. Extends a little bit, almost to 2 lengths as they go over Millbrow. It closes right up again as they break for the Dipper. But the checkered flag is out, to be taken by a third different Suzuki-powered Radical SR3 driver of the day. Sol Issouf crowns a record-breaking weekend with his 5th SR3 Cup win to add to his new qualifying and race lap records and 2 earlier podium finishes. Mark and Sean Maloney complete the podium.
That was the plan, to push from the get-go, get the launch, look for the first place and don't look back. Feels wonderful, man. The car felt great, and I just pushed it all.
For only the 4th time since the Suzuki Challenge Series was launched in 2015, different drivers won each race in both the SR3 Cup and the Swift Cup, so no one dominates the Round 1 points tables. In the SR3 Cup, Issouf leads by 15 points, with Stuart and Mark Maloney tied on 43, Stuart in second place thanks to a better qualifying time, with Sean Maloney and Ryan Gonzalez 4th and 5th. It is even closer in the Swift Cup, where Josh Reed stands on top of the end-of-day podium for the first time. But he leads former champions Ryan Perot and Ryan Wood by only 3 and 8 points respectively, and there's still a long way to go. Join us next time.